everyone. Today we are at the Southern Tier Incubator where we will hear from Nick Zwierlein in Client Relations.
My journey so far has been a little bit unique. I went to school here at Binghamton University, and during my tenure at school, the Kaufman was under construction. And being local to the area, I was sort of aware of it and had always kept it on my radar. So when I graduated, I worked in marketing as my first position, and then I was hired to a staffing firm in Elmira, which I ended up becoming the manager of. But during that process, I stayed in contact with the folks that worked here at the incubator, just kind of kept it on my radar. And eventually, a grant was won that afforded the incubator the funds to open up the position of client relationship manager. So when I saw that open, I was pretty eager to kind of throw my hat into the ring, and luckily enough, I was brought on board to the team. But I think, part of that was having the network that I did, and being aware of the position just through, those relationships that had been made throughout my career. So when I was going to school for economics, did I ever think I'd be, working as a client relations manager, recruiting startup companies to come to Binghamton? Never, but I think it's just one of the interesting things about life and careers is you never really know what's going to present itself to you. So studied economics, which again was not what I thought I would end up graduating with a degree in. When I first went, I actually started school with the idea that I wanted to become an optometrist, which is an eye doctor. And throughout my studies realized, hey, I don't really think biology and chemistry are my passion. And actually, ultimately, I took a semester off to explore some things and figure out what I did want to do. And ultimately went back to school and got my degree in economics because I knew it was a career that would open a lot of doors for me. And as I had kind of stated before, I've worked in marketing, I've worked in sales, management, and now doing business development for a startup incubator. So again, unique path, not what I thought I was going to do when I was in middle school or in 12th grade applying for colleges, but that's where the path led me to. Try as many things as you can to understand where your passions might lie. Like I said, when I was first going to school, I thought that I wanted to be an eye doctor. And after doing that and spending 2 years studying that, I realized that's not where my passion lied. And I think had I been open to more ideas and trying some of these things and figuring out where those passions lied, I may have started in a different path. Not to say that it was the wrong way to do it, but I definitely would recommend being open to change. And additionally, I think one thing that's important is connecting and putting yourself out there. And you never know who you're going to meet. You could be sitting next to the next Bill Gates in class, and if you don't introduce yourself, you might have missed out on that opportunity. I really enjoy when things kind of come full circle. So part of the support that we offer to companies, right, is I'm with them from the start. So I do a lot of the recruitment and might talk with a company when they're still in California, and then they come to Binghamton and we talk about all of the, the great things that this area has to offer. But it doesn't matter if we talk about it until it comes true, right? So when we get somebody here and they win that grant that we told them about, or they're able to make that connection to the company or the client that they were hoping to get, and then they come back to us and say, thank you guys so much. We never would have gotten here without you. It's really rewarding just to kind of see the company's success that we're working with. And in the world of startups, that's not a guarantee. Actually, 1 out of every 10 startups is successful, so they have about a 90% fail rate. When they get affiliated with an incubator or some type of accelerator, those statistics go up so you can increase your chances of success to about 40 to 50%. At this point, we actually have 70% of our graduates are still in operation. So it's an awesome thing for me as somebody who's local to see that success, and they're doing it in the Binghamton area, which is awesome. I think it's just important to always come back to the good. every job is going to have some bad parts, as much as, I'd like to say that there isn't. And there are certain people out there who might find that dream job, but I'm sure if you ask them, there are going to be some days that aren't the greatest. But I think you just need to do your best to remind yourself that, hey, there's a lot of good with where we are, and there's a lot of good with what I'm doing. So, if it's a struggle right now, there will be reward kind of when you hit that finish line. Communication skills. For me personally, right, I do a lot of recruitment, so being able to connect and certainly listening and understanding what a company or an entrepreneur's issues are, and then being able to think kind of in a solution mindset, right? How can we help you, and do we have the resources to be that that support network and actually get you past what your speed bump is, I think is super pertinent. So, being able to listen and connect and, ultimately be able to convince somebody that, hey, we are the right place for you to land, and, go out and pursue the things that you're hoping to do. And hopefully through our help, we can be that little hand up to get you over that hurdle that you're dealing with. On any given day, I might be in the office, or I might be out, say, at a conference or a pitch competition, doing some recruiting, seeing what's out there, promoting the Kaufman and spreading the word about who we are and what we do. In the office, we deal with about 60 companies on a day-to-day basis, so just depends on what the company that needs trouble or is having trouble that day and what their needs are. So we may be helping a clean energy company with a grant application on one day. We may be helping a ag tech company prepare a pitch deck for an investor the next day. And additionally, it might be connecting them with community members looking for real estate space in the area. So there's a lot of sort of variance in my day-to-day, and I think that's part of what's exciting about it, is that it's not always the same every day. One of the most important lessons that I've learned as an adult is really the value of a dollar. I think as a younger individual, it's easy to think that you're going to come out of college or whatever and make $1 million or however much, and not really understanding truly what that means. So one of the things that I would throw out there as just sort of a generic advice to students who are potentially exploring college or secondary education is to definitely weigh all of your options. Look at community colleges, look locally, to one, be able to explore some of your potential desires in a career a little bit more easily and affordably. And then two, like I said, that affordability piece. School is expensive. It's a great opportunity to go to, but it's not for everybody. So also exploring, potentially trades as an option. Those jobs are never going to go away. We deal with it now with a lot of our companies who are in the manufacturing stage. They need electricians to build out their facilities, and we need carpenters and machine operators. And they are really, there's not a lot out there. And so that's a great opportunity right now to work with your hands, earn a lot of money, and not have to go through schooling at such a high level, because I don't think it is for everybody. So I would encourage everybody to explore all of that and figure out where your passion lies before making a final decision and say, hey, I know that I need to go to this school, and I know that I need to become this career.